Welcome back to another podcast with the Sector Tios. It's been a minute. What? A month? I don't know how long it's been,
It's been
but
more than a month
we're
since our
getting back
last
to it.
episode.
It's gonna be weekly, and from now on, right? Weekly,
Right.
at least we're gonna try.
Goal.
Allegedly.
It's the goal.
Allegedly, we missed out on a lot of things to talk about, but we're back with some new stuff. We have a comment from our last podcast, I believe, but we never got to address it because it's been a long time. So we'll address it now. Before that, let's introduce our host. We have Tam Tam, P Bear, and myself, Gloom. Are we all doing good today?
I'm sick.
Oh, you're sick?
Tamtam's over here dying.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's rough out here. It's not COVID, I hope. So, I'm holding on to that much. But yeah.
Tamtam got
What can
COVID
you do?
2.0 again.
Oh, I hope not. I don't
You
want
had it
COVID.
before?
I've had COVID back in January, end of December, January. It was terrible.
I also had COVID in December.
It does not feel the same as when I had COVID. I'm trying really hard not to cough because that'd be really not fun.
Big breaths.
But
Big
yeah,
breath.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. We hope.
But yeah, we have.
So the comment we got from the Loud podcast, it was from Bryce. It says, now a question regarding first impressions. Is it better to leave a mediocre first impression so you don't have to live up to it too much? Or is it better to give off your best impression when you first meet somebody but you always have to meet that standard? Also, can we go to Olive Garden?
No, it's not.
Stop. Oh my god.
That's not part of it.
So, mediocre impression first or best impression? What do you think?
I personally, here's the thing. I'm gonna try my best, try to give the best first impression, but then after that, I'm gonna still act the way I want to act. But for the first time, it'll be like, wow, she's really cool and great. And then you see, wow, she's really crazy. In a great way.
Mm.
But like,
See, I think this depends,
Mhm.
right, on who this is
targeted at?
targeting to. Yeah,
hmm
if it's a job, I feel like you kind of have to give your best impression,
Mhm.
right? Because you want to be the favorite, right? If you're the favorite, you can get away with more stuff. Well, from my experiences,
Yeah.
it's like if I give a really good impression, they always like give me a little slack or sometimes help me out in some things, but they also add on extra work to me because they have high expectations from myself. So I would say best for job wise. I don't know about what you guys have comments on.
I'm the kind of person that like first impressions are like it's probably a bad habit to have, but first impressions are pretty much it for me. Like if you're a bad first impression with me, we're probably not gonna get along. So it's not like I expect everyone that I meet to give me their best first impression, but like I don't know. I feel like the first impression helps people get to know who you are. You know?
Yeah.
So
agree.
that's
Yeah.
why you want to give your best first impression.
Most
I
of
feel like that can also feel artificial at times, though.
That's true, because you're trying your best. I also try to go off based off other people's first impressions, but also that's hard to do because just because you have a good first impression with someone does not mean I'm going to like them. I mostly try to go off like their vibe. Sorry, congested. Their vibe and how I like generally the energy they give me, because like you said, it could feel artificial and kind of like, oh, they're just trying really hard to make a good first impression because this for whatever reason, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I'm bad at first impressions because I'm always uncomfortable. So I try really hard.
I do agree that like sometimes like first impressions can be different for everyone. Like me and Tam Tam, right? We both met someone at different times though. Their first impression with me, I did not like them. Well, as soon as I met them, their first impression was absolute trash. But Tam Tam's first impression with them, she loved them. They were great people to her. So like, it's just kind of weird.
It took me a second to figure out who
impression.
you were talking about, and it clicked in my head. I is it? But I figured it out because I'm smart.
Yeah.
Talk about each other's first impressions. Now that you brought that up,
Mhm.
Oh,
what was my first impression?
What was my first
P-Bear?
impression of Gloom? Oh, I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first. You can go first. Go. Wait, we're here.
All right, P-Bear, what was your first impression of me?
I remember the first day I saw you is when we were in history. Well, I was sitting down in history class. I think we had Weber.
That is elementary school, right?
No, high school. Whatever.
Getting your friendship
Freshman
longer.
year of high school, I was sitting down doing my work. Gloom walked in the door. And my teacher was like, "Oh, guys, you have a new student." I looked at him and said, "No, thank you." So I don't know. There was just something about him. He didn't really talk that much. Literally, I don't think I ever heard his voice until sophomore year. So he came. When did you come? Like early, mid
mid,
freshman year?
yeah.
Mid freshman year. I didn't hear his voice until sophomore year, and then that's when we became friends. Because then he started sitting at our table, and I was like, "No, go away."
Who are you?
But
Guys,
he
I
was
was
friends
bullied.
with one of my old friends. So because he was friends with her, I gave him a shot. Just because I was never gonna talk to him on my own. I didn't wanna. He just looked weird. He gave off this vibe.
He looked
I look weird. Thank
He
you.
looked it's the way that he like presented himself.
She's like,
It just
Thank
wasn't
you. Thank you. To defend myself really quick, I was moving from a high school that I knew a lot of people in, and had a lot of friends there, and then I was moving to a different high school where I knew absolutely nobody. So I didn't want to move. Okay, I did want to move, but my parents promised us that we would go to the same schools we were going to at that time. But when we moved, they're like, "Oh, we lied." You going
We
to this-
lied.
We lied.
And then the day I went, right,
Mhm.
since we did all the moving, like I couldn't get like all my clothes or do like laundry, so I had to go in this attire that I did not like. So it was already a bad day for me. I was like, man, I did not want to go dressed like this. It was like a whack like red sweatshirt. It was zip up, and I didn't like it, and I had to go with that. And then just that alone just ruined my whole vibe for the day. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was just like very quiet and just sat. Oh, I always sat it back because of my last name, so I was just tripping myself.
When in
Oh,
reality, you should have sat in front of me.
Yeah, but I think it was just the only empty seat. Anyways, in that classroom, then I gotta move everyone one seat over, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
That's crazy.
So, Tam, I know you were excited to present your first impression of me.
What was my first impression? Well, let me paint a picture. We're at P-Bear's house. Christmas party. I'm sitting on the couch. We're playing a game.
Sophomore year.
4 months ago. Preface: we only knew each other through Discord and P-Bear and mutual friends and all that. Walks in the door. Oh my god, is that you? Nothing. Walks straight past me. No look over, no hello back. Has the audacity to say, "Oh my god, hey!" when he's leaving. I was like, no, you can't say hi to me. I already said hi. Crazy.
Now let me defend myself again.
I was like, wow.
I came to this party late because I wasn't sure if I was going or not. But I ended up going, and when I got there, I was saying hi to everybody. I walked in, and they were like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And I didn't hear Tam in the back of the room.
I was not in the back. I was on the
Say
side. I was on the couch
anything.
right there, so close to the front
And
door.
then she was sitting with other people on the couch, and there's people in front of her sitting on the floor, right? So I didn't even have a direct access to say hi to her. I said hi to everybody that was like at the door when I walked in, And then it got carried on from there because I brought drinks and they straight up they drink the bottle. As soon as I walked in with the bottle, they grabbed it out of my hands. They're like, all right, let's go this time. And I was like, what the? And from there, the party went on, and I might have forgotten to say hi to Tam Tam.
Great.
Might have. That's crazy.
But I didn't, I introduced myself in the middle
As you were
of
leaving.
the party. I wasn't leaving yet. I was leaving soon after.
Left.
So,
Throughout the whole night, everybody was just like slowly falling asleep on the ground. That's all I remember. Is everybody slowly started like sleeping. I'm like, I'm gonna be the last one to sleep. And
It was the end of the night. Everyone was just like.
So I guess for me, I like giving off mediocre first impressions. Then.
Yeah, apparently.
Low standards. That's what I live off.
It can only go up from here.
Exactly.
So,
Oh my
since
God.
the conversation is, still on YouTube, Gloom, what was your first impression of Tam Tam?
Yeah.
Well, I first met her online on Discord through Among Us. Amazing.
I like how it's just through Among Us, not even giving you any credit.
Right, like you guys aren't my friends.
Like we just made them from
separate
Among Us
groups.
and never had anybody else meet them. But okay, carry on.
And we just became friends from there. Like after a couple games and like hanging out with. Well, not we haven't hung out, but we talked a lot on Discord with Angela and her other friends. I mean, P Bear. And when we met and at the party, I felt bad not saying hi immediately because I didn't even realize until like later on. I was like, oh, I forgot to say hi to Tam Tam.
I was like,
So when I was gonna go say hi, she looked at me and I looked at her and I was like, yeah, we both know I didn't say hi.
And she looked at me and I looked at him.
I was like,
She
I always
looked
feel
at
half
me.
bad because I've never met you in person. Like I've only seen you through Instagram or whatever. So I was like, I'll give him that much.
That is true. You guys knew each other for like what? It's been like a year, and you just met in person in December.
Right, and then we all hung out in March. Again,
Don't get me wrong, it wasn't that I didn't want to say hi. Like
no, it's fine.
there was a party even before that she was. It was I think it was P Bill's birthday, and I showed up
Okay, well, wasn't even there
middle of
anymore.
the day. And Tam Tam was supposed to be there, but when I got there, she left. So I don't know. Maybe it was her avoiding me.
Wow, way to turn
Maybe.
the tables. Oh, no, don't.
I'm just saying. I was excited. I was like, "Oh,
Every single
Tam Tam should be
podcast,
here.
Somehow,
Let me say hi."
I
And then she
narrow
wasn't
switched
there.
on
She
me.
left.
Every single
Crazy.
podcast.
Oh gosh.
I guess first impression, I was like, "Oh yeah, she's cool. We'll be good friends." And then with P Bear, it was like, "Who the hell is this person looking at?" So, who is this person sitting right in front of me? No,
Jeez.
Oh, tell me how
I mean,
you really feel,
I was
Gloom.
like that with everybody when I walked. I was like, "Man, who are these people?" I know nobody in these classes.
Don't know.
But yeah, apparently everyone's first impression of, or most people first impression of people is they're scared of her, right? I was just
I
like,
get that a lot. People
who
are
is
always like, "Oh my god, you're so intimidating," and I'm just walking, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
oh, okay, I'm just here to grab some chips out of the vending machine, y'all.
Right.
Oh no. Our first impression wasn't that good. But look at us now. Like 8-ish years later. I don't know. We met in 2013 originally. But
Yeah,
we
it was
come-
crazy back then.
But we didn't become friends until 2015. But when we met, I was homesick the whole week, so I didn't talk to anybody. But then we talked
Yeah,
in
when
2015,
I first
so-
met Tam Tam, I love her now, but when I first met her, I couldn't stand her. It was constant crying all day, every day. We were at camp. So we met first time at camp. She wanted to go home so bad, and I'm like, this chick needs to chill the hell out because I'm trying to enjoy myself over here, and she's over there bawling her eyes out.
And I only lived 15 minutes away from the camp.
She looked so close. I was like, bro.
But now I love it there. So it all worked out. And I have friends. Oh my god.
It was.
So we're all about mediocre first impressions then.
Yeah.
Is that what that's the
that's-
theme
But I-
we're actually
it
on?
sounds like we try, but it all ends the same.
Yeah.
I do want to say that, like, out of all of my friends, I feel like Gloom plus maybe one other person was not intimidated by me when they first met me.
I'm just like, hey, that it probably was because our school was like majority white people,
It really was.
and we're like the
It
only
was-
brown people.
It was white people with like 5 Hispanics and 4 black people. That was it. That was our class. Oh, and then I think there was like 1 Asian. That was it.
They see minority people and they're like, hey, yo, what's going on?
That's really
Like,
how
oh my
it
god, the
is, though.
diversity? Where? Where?
I was trying to count them still in one hand.
That's really how, I mean, we didn't go to the same. You guys did, but I did not go to the same school as you. P-Bear's been to my town, where her and 2 other her friends came, and there was only white people in the store. And I was like, I promise we have more minorities here. They're just not here right now. Like, trust me, I would know.
They're all working their hard lives.
But I'm like going to school and stuff, and they're like, oh, you gotta love our student body, the diversity, and I'm like, oh, right. But because like I'm half white, obviously we all know this, and half Hispanic, but the
Obviously.
Hispanicness or not Hispanicness was the Hispanic part. You just learn to know everybody else. Learn who all the other Hispanic people are in the group. You know, because you're like, oh, there's this group or this that group. You learn, you find them. Oh my god, we used to have like the country white boys who would like wear camo every day to school and stand in the corner.
Is this where your hatred of
No.
country music stemmed
Oh
from?
yes. I thought you were gonna go in different directions than that. So
Well, where do you think I was headed?
no, I don't want to go there. Anyways,
I don't want to go.
She said it's a dark.
let's go to the next one. I
topic.
have another question that
Okay.
I don't know how I found this, but it has to do with like habits and or just like pet peeve type thing. And it's, what would you do if after dating a person for a long period of time they developed a habit that you hated? Would you confront them or hope it just like went away eventually?
Confront
I
them
mean-
immediately.
Absolutely. Me and Gloom are very like confrontational people.
Mm-hmm.
That if we don't like something, we will pretty much say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if I see them develop, I'm like, hey, yo, I'm gonna need you to
Not
To
Nah.
stop. Like something's got to change.
And it ain't me, so it gotta be you. I'm like,
like if they hate something I do as well, like yeah,
I
or
think-
we can compromise on something, you
I
know.
feel like it depends on what it is. Like, if it's walking up the steps 2 at a time, immediately, I would joke about it, be like, why are you doing that? Like, joking wise. But, like, if it was something more of, like a real issue, I guess. Like, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it's just something I really hated, and I was like, where did this come from? Then I would be probably more willing to confront them about it. But if it's something, like, silly, like walking 2 steps at a time, I joke about it, but I wouldn't, like, per se, like, confront them. You know?
But what if
Yeah.
it escalates and then he does 3 steps at a time?
What if it escalates? And then I'd be like, are you okay? Is there something wrong with your legs that you can't, like, walk up them normally?
He's doing the splits on them stairs.
I think I wouldn't walk with him. I just, like, stand behind, let him go, and then let him catch up.
Meet up with
me
him
or
like 5
something.
minutes later.
Yeah. Oh my god, I could never. Just the idea. Gloom walks 2 steps
I
at a
think-
time, confirmed. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Oh, he absolutely does.
I've witnessed it firsthand.
Look, I think communication is key in any relationship, so
Mhm.
you should confront them.
Man,
Right, regardless if it's like romantic or just friendship.
Yeah, that's
No,
the
we
biggest
no, we
problem.
friendship is whatever. You know what I'm saying, guys? Come on,
No, no.
come on,
Okay.
guys, come on.
Communication, at least to me, communication, literally everything to me. Like, if I'm doing something that you don't like, I need you to come up to me and tell me. Like, don't sit there
Mhm.
and let it, like, what is it? Fucking, I don't know.
Like,
Just don't-
manifest, I guess.
Yeah, don't let it manifest into you being, like, mad at me. for like days. Like if I'm doing something, stop me right there and then be like, "Hey, I don't like that you were doing this." I'd be like, I'll just be like, "Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Like I didn't know you didn't like it." Or if it was something like dumb, I'd be like, "You need to get over it."
I agree.
But either way, I would like when someone would come up to me and talk to me about it.
I agree with that. Sorry, I pick up. I agree with that as well, and also in the sense of like, you know how sometimes people will be like, like say I said something to you or did something to you, but then you text Gloom and are like, hey, do you think she's mad? Or like, hey, did that seem weird? Or hey, blah 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 blah. Like trying to figure out what happened, I guess. But I'd rather you
Mhm.
just like ask me, like, hey, are you like, did you, or the way you said this made me think this way. Can you like clarify it better? Because
Yeah.
sometimes that don't make sense. A lot of times it don't make sense. Most of the
Most
time,
of the times,
yeah.
I think I'm good at reading people when I
Mhm.
know that they're getting annoyed or something. Like Gloom, you can tell when he's starting to get a little annoyed or agitated. Like he has this, like when he says "okay," there's a certain word that he says "okay," and that "okay" means no, I don't want to fight about this anymore. Like I feel like I have Gloom down to like a T sometimes.
I also
Crazy.
this is the same thing but different. But it has nothing to do with Bloom. It has to do with me. Sometimes, like I'll just leave, but sometimes I'm just tired, or sometimes I just don't feel like talking when I leave, and so then I always have to feel the need to clarify it because if I don't clarify it, then I feel like someone's gonna think I'm mad at something when I'm just really tired. Because you ever get to a point where you're just so tired you can't speak? Cause same, or you just don't feel like talking? Cause same. I feel like I have to clarify sometimes, or just in general. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just go through like little phases of just like not wanting to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just so comfortable to like sit there with like my mouth closed, and then people are always like, "Oh, you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just chilling.
Right, like I just don't feel like talking. Just ask. When I was younger, well, it's not really that much younger, but I had like resting sad face apparently.
Oh, I have the opposite of
So
that.
I would just be sitting there. Like it happened a lot during camp. Not this year, but like a few years ago. Obviously not this year. It didn't happen yet. But a few years ago, I would just be sitting there minding my business, either reading or writing or just on my phone. Someone come up to me, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." Why? They're like, "You just look really sad." I'm like, "Do you want me to smile?" Like I'm just kind of existing. I don't know what you want to do about it. I've only ever been called intimidating like once, and that was also during camp. For some reason, I don't know how they thought I was intimidating. Do I look intimidating?
Honestly, you get used to people calling you intimidating.
But it was like I don't
Really?
understand.
So many people have told me that. So many. And I'm literally just sitting there living my best life. Like I'll just be sitting down. People are like, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah. Like, why do you look so mad? Hmm? I'm just on TikTok. Like, I don't know what you mean. I'm just chilling.
I'm just vibing here.
Yeah, people just always think that's another thing about people like always like afraid to approach me. They just think I'm just mean and I have an attitude all the time.
Sometimes it gets annoying though, because like after so many times, people like at least a sad thing. I'll be like, "Am I sad? Am I actually sad?" And then I'll get sad. Or opposite, are you angry? My sister hates when I say, "Why are you mad?" And she goes, "Well, asking me if I'm mad makes me mad," and then she'll get mad.
No, I
And I'm
I
like,
can agree with that because you hear it so often that
mm-hmm.
it just starts to like really annoy you.
Right. So that's why I'm like, I'm just asking because I don't want to make you even more mad. But I don't have to ask you if you're mad without asking you if you're mad. It's hard out here.
Hmm.
Oh my god. All right, I have another question. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something?
No, I was gonna go to the next question,
Oh, okay. Go.
but you can go
Go. Go.
ahead.
It's okay.
All right, fine. Is there a job that if your partner had it, you would not date him?
A
So
job.
I'm assuming this question is like before you start dating them. Like if they got this job,
I would
you
say
wouldn't be
you can
like,
say before or after. Like I don't.
okay,
You can just do both
at any time then.
instances. Yeah.
If your partner had a job,
Like, is there a
is there
job?
any job that
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to date them for? I guess.
A murder. No, stop. A hitman. If you ever get
Matter. You
hitman.
consider that a job?
No, I don't know. I wrote this question down. But do I know a
Um,
job? Hmm.
I don't. I don't think so. I don't know. Like as long as they're making their money and not making my money, I feel like it's okay. I know me and a friend have had this kind of conversation because she came up to me. She's like, "Hey, would you ever, date someone and their job is like OnlyFans?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" Like, I don't know. That kind of stuff just doesn't bother me.
Hmm. I feel like I don't know what job this would be, but it's just a job where they're constantly busy. Like I'm already constantly busy in my own life, but I still have time sometimes.
Yeah.
But like if they're also constantly busy, then I feel like that just wouldn't flow as nicely,
Hmm.
you know, because a
There's a solution to
relationships.
that.
Both quit your jobs. You quit your job.
No, 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 no.
What?
You
What?
just
What?
become the sugar mama.
Oh my god. Oh,
Problem solved. Am I wrong?
yes. Bold you to a
Now,
Does that
certain
mean
now you got
degree.
time.
Gloom's out here looking for a sugar mama confirmed?
Confirm. Leave a comment if you want him.
Let us know if you would like to be Gloom's sugar mama.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll look at all the
god.
offers.
Oh.
We'll have applications.
Right, we'll create a Google form and link it. What's your criteria? Your resume?
Ask one
Much-
question. How much money do you make?
What's your income?
Oh, that's
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's funny. I think it's funny.
yeah. The original question. I don't think there's any job. Like,
Oh, right,
all
right.
right. Let's say like military.
Really?
No, for you guys, I'm asking. How about military?
Oh,
Um.
That- I don't think that would bother me either. In order to date someone in the military, I feel like you have to be a very strong person. Not like physical strong, but like mentally, emotionally, like strong. Because they can be gone for a while.
That's
Yeah.
true. Like months on end, kind of thing. And then there's like I don't know how the military works per se, but I've known military kids and like moving around. I'm not saying that they will have kids, but like, just moving around in general.
Yeah.
Aren't
Our
you
one
two
friend-
in the army?
Huh?
Aren't you two in the army?
Not
The Salvation Army work- that's a little
army.
different.
Right. I mean, we move around constantly. Like
Yeah.
every so often. Not us, because we don't have that high rank of a job, but like.
But like Salvation Army is different because they only stay within like the territory. Like the army moves anywhere. Like Gloom, if you remember, our friend Danny, he's all the way in Japan because that's where his father was stationed after high school.
I forgot about that man.
Yeah, and he's
Now
been
that
there
you know.
ever since high school ended. He's been over there.
Living his
like-
best life over there.
Yeah, I see his stories. He's chilling.
I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but I have to really consider it. Because
Yeah,
I'm a quality time
it's a
person,
lot.
so I just want to have that time to spend with somebody.
I'm a words of affirmation.
So, like my top 3, quality times, physical touch, and acts of service, I think.
Mine is like words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch.
Do you know yours, Gloom?
No.
No. Okay. Never mind. But
But all right, how about this job? Like a sex worker.
in what sense? Like a stripper?
Like the
Or just like
B star. Can you say the word? I don't know if you can say it on podcast.
just don't say it. Just the word. Gotcha. Adult film
The
star.
star.
Adult film star.
There you go. Is that a deal breaker?
I think that's where I draw the line, maybe. Because I just, not that, like, I judge them for it, but I don't think I could. Like, just, like, think about it. Like, oh, wow. Personally, I don't think I could. I wouldn't judge them for it, but I don't think I could date them, personally.
Okay.
Again, I personally don't really think. I really wouldn't care. Like, so when it comes to that kind of person, as long as they're getting like tested regularly, they're like protection wise, like sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do to make money
Mhm.
because ain't nothing fucking cheap in this world,
Right.
you know. So I really feel like who am I to really judge you based off of like what job you choose?
I got you.
Yeah.
So I'll hand you over Johnny Sin's number
Oh
soon.
my god. Soon.
I'm assuming that it's an adult film star. I don't watch that kind of stuff, so I have no idea who that is.
Don't worry, Tam.
No, I do not. I just, in the context, I was like, okay, obviously, he's coming. This is why he's my number one hater, guys. Confirmed on the podcast. Now they all know.
Number one supporter.
Right.
I'm Glenn's number one supporter.
That's a lie.
Oh my god.
Just the other day, I was like, I'm gonna squat this heavyweight, and then she was like, I hope you fall, and I fell.
And I fell.
I was just preparing you for what was about to happen.
That didn't sound like it.
You know?
Did not sound like it.
Oh.
Maybe you should clean your ears then. I don't know.
Get checked out.
Okay, I'll take your advice.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of it all. It has not felt like
Really?
that long. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably has been though.
It probably has been. If it's 50 minutes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, thanks for listening. We will be back next week. Fingers crossed.
Will be.
In a good way. Still, you can listen to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. We have a YouTube channel, The Stacked Tortillas. We have a Discord. Join it. Give us questions. I don't know. Give us questions.
Yeah.
Leave us feedback. Give us topics. We pull all the stuff out the air and roll with it because that's what we do. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why the intros are rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know because we want to know. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.